When a man works, he works to provide to the family. When a woman works, she works so she doesn't need a man.
If you talk to 99.9% of women, they actually are craving a masculine man.
Today, the woman wants to turn you into a woman. And then after that, she cheats on you with a man.
Women attaching their self-worth and identity to their body and flaunting themselves on social media for thousands, millions of strangers to see without understanding the long-term consequence of that.
You don't see kids in Africa who are starving thinking, I have mental health problem. I'm depressed.
What's so unfortunate about our society is we are dimming the bright light of so many innocent souls. They're 6, they're 7, they're 8 years old, and we're feeding them methamphetamines. We're creating addiction for a lifetime.
People lost God, and with that, God gave up on the people. And you could see it. You could feel that so many people are godless.
Welcome back to the Jeremy Awakens podcast. Today, we got a legend in the building all the way from LA. He's in town, Miami. We got Ben Azoulay in the building. And Ben is living proof that your past does not define your future. He's a man that's been to jail 7 different times. He's went from chaos to becoming a multimillionaire at the age of 24. And he's been a beautiful example of turning pain into purpose. Today, he's become one of the loudest and proudest voices for Judaism, Israel, truth, discipline, healthy masculinity, in a world that seems increasingly confused. He's unapologetic, he's polarizing. You might get triggered by some of the things that we talk about today, but this episode, we dive deep. This conversation is raw, it's unfiltered, and King Azoulay, welcome to the pod, my guy.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me. Amazing to be here. Miami is beautiful. I haven't been here in a few years.
Yeah, bro.
And I don't know if you know, it was my plan to move down here, but I ended up not moving here just because of all of the chaos that goes down here. You know, everywhere you walk around, you see beautiful women. They're all half naked. There's a lot of distractions. People are telling you, come to the club here, come to the club there. You want to avoid, but at the same time, you don't want to let them down. You know, I try to not to drink, not to smoke. So
it's interesting, right? Because you said Miami is chaotic. What was the word you used?
Yeah, chaotic completely.
So when I think of California, the place that you left from, the place that I left about 10 years ago, that to me is pure chaos and darkness. What Gavin Newsom and the politicians have allowed to happen to California, which is by far the most beautiful state in America.
Correct. I agree with that.
They allowed it to become a dumpster fire, quite literally with the fires that happened
Very true.
early last year, just
My house burned down.
in the Palisades.
Next to the Palisades. I live right next door.
So
My house burned down. The insurance left me. They didn't pay me any money. I had to rebuild it. I'm finishing it in about a month and a half. All out of pocket, $3.5 million.
you have homeless people just
Homeless
shitting in the
people
street,
everywhere.
shooting up, you know, all of these overdoses happening. And
Robberies left and right today. In the San Fernando Valley, you can't leave your door open. And even if it's locked, if you have anything good in the house, they're going to break in.
So we just got to ask ourselves, like, what type of environment do we want to raise our families in?
Correct.
You know, I think we're both 35 years old. It's like thinking about those things. California literally has become a shithole the last decade, and it's really unfortunate. Hopefully we can get people like Spencer Pratt into office. But Miami, bro, like Florida is really, I think, the only place in America to be living, especially as a Jew.
That is something that I've noticed here.
Yeah.
In LA and in other places in the US, people are alive. But it's almost like they died, they just haven't been buried yet. In Miami, people are living.
Yeah.
I mean, I was out till 4 a.m. last night. Came back home, went to sleep. I slept maybe for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'm here with you in the morning, you know, and it's not just because I have all that strength to do it, but also the environment.
Yeah.
It's fast paced. People are moving around. Women are running the streets half naked, which is motivating in a way and feels very comforting. Why? Because you don't have to worry. If my woman, which I'm single now, was walking on the street, even covered up in LA, I have to worry.
Yeah.
But seeing all these girls, which I'm not a big fan of, running around in little spandex and little shorts, booties out, not a fan of that. I don't think that's good. But what it does show is that people here are not afraid. People here are more open. Nothing bad will happen to her. And you can't do that in LA today.
Yeah.
She might get kidnapped. Something might happen. She's going to get robbed. She might get raped. You don't know. So it's an issue where here, if I had a girlfriend or a wife, I would feel very comfortable with my conservative woman walking down the street and going to the market.
For sure.
Also, you guys have open carry, which is really nice. I can bring my weapon, open carry. I look like a cop.
Well, also, when you talked about all these beautiful women in Miami, it's interesting to contrast that with the women in Israel. Mm-hmm. Because when I was there for 4 months, bro, one of the many things that I really appreciate about Israel is how absolutely stunning the women are. And it's different than Miami. Like the women in Israel have this natural beauty and glow to them. They don't need a bunch of makeup. They don't need implants. They don't need injections. Like they are so beautiful and pure just as they are. And
here they look good from afar, but they're far from looking good. And I'll be honest with you about that, okay? And it might upset people at home. But the truth is, when you see these girls, maybe I said it a little bit wrong. You feel like there is more femininity in the air.
For sure.
That's what it is.
The feminine energy is beautiful.
The feminine energy, then you have some masculine men around, because not everybody's like, American. You have Middle Easterns, you have Hispanics. You get that masculinity in the air. It looks good. I love seeing a feminine woman with a masculine man. I think it's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah.
My biggest problem today is seeing all these feminine men with masculine women. That I don't like seeing. And it is something that I do see in Israel.
I think it's a big product too, at least in America, of the whole feminist movement that basically programmed women to believe that they don't need a man, that they need to be hyper independent, like they need to be this boss bitch and just do everything on herself. And the truth is, women were not designed to operate that way. Like the women are synced up to the moon, right? Like they go through these wide range of emotions throughout the month as their cycle is syncing. And they're not supposed to do all of the things that men do.
Correct.
And then you look on the other side in Israel, it's like all of these women served in the army when they were 18 to 20.
And they become like men.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult today for people to get married in Israel.
So
the men became more feminine. Look, this is the thing. Masculinity is essential for survival. You'll never hear a man who wants to survive go into his feminine side. But you'll hear a woman that wants to survive to go into her masculine side. You need masculinity to survive. The problem is this. You have women who now want to become independent. Independent means one. When a man works, he works to provide to a family. When a woman works, she works so she doesn't need a man. The bad thing about it, and I'm not saying, it's amazing that how they show that they could literally do almost everything a man can do.
For sure.
They don't want to. They're not going to go build houses, but they could do almost everything a man can do. The problem with that is that they lost the ability to bond, to connect. So now they don't want to have children because a child is a burden because she doesn't want a man. So now she has to take care of a child on her own. So now she's not going to be able to go to work, or possibly her business is going to go down. But the truth is, when you see a woman that is 40, 45, 50 years old, coming back home to a fucking cat, to a Mercedes, to 3 Gucci bags, or a fucking Louis Vuitton bag, a Rolex watch, and she ain't got nobody waiting for her, she becomes depressed, then she becomes suicidal, then she becomes a headache for society even more than she's already been. And that is a horrible cycle. They need to understand women are very easy to manipulate. That's why in the Garden of Eden, when the snake wanted Adam to eat from the apple, he spoke to him through Eve. He was very easy to manipulate the woman. And then once he manipulated the woman, he was able to manipulate the men. Men follow the women because they want sex. Now, what's the problem here? Thanks to Eve, we didn't conceive one child in the Garden of Eden. And we got kicked out. Not even one child did we conceive in the Garden of Eden and got kicked out. But do you know what's the first thing that God asked Adam?
What's that?
It wasn't, why did you eat from the apple? He asked him, why did you listen to your woman? And that's where I say, if you're a masculine man, listen to your woman and your life will be destroyed. You cannot listen to a woman. Because if you ask a woman what she wants, she doesn't know what she wants.
Yeah,
That's
they're naturally
why,
indecisive.
Yes. You ask her, what do you want to have for breakfast? She doesn't know. But you never give a woman what she wants. You give her what she needs.
That's real. That's real love.
You place it for her. Here, this is, honey, what you need.
You're not saying, by the way, to not listen to women, like in terms of ignoring them. I think what you're saying is like, don't allow a woman to make decisions for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're the man.
Yeah.
You're the leader. Why is a woman with you? To protect her, to provide for her. That's why she's with you. If you can't protect her or provide, if she cheats, that's not her fault. That's your fault. So when a woman cheats on a man, I never say it's a bad woman. It's a bad man. In the Russian mafia, they say fish rots in the head. The fish rots at the head because there's no such thing as a bad general, a bad soldier. There's a bad general. The general, the one that is guiding everybody, he's the bad one if they're bad. If the student is not better than the master, then the master wasn't a good master.
What I'm hearing you say is basically the biggest responsibility for men to really step into their masculine energy is to lead.
Yes.
Right? And create a safe space for their woman so she can surrender into her feminine energy.
Correct.
And I think that's the most important thing. And one of the biggest lessons I'm learning on my journey is like providing that safe space emotionally, physically, financially for a woman and witnessing them. Exhale, surrender, submit, completely be present in their own essence. And that's when a woman is their most beautiful. Right. 1000%. Because you've probably met women who are physically beautiful, but like they're in that masculine, they're in that fight or flight survival mode.
Correct.
And you can feel it. You can see it. You know what I mean?
One of the worst things that has happened is that mothers from 50 years ago, when the movement started, they started telling their daughters, never rely your future on a man. And that right there is sitting in their subconscious mind. And no matter what, they will always see you as an enemy. Always, always. And it's such a bad thing because if you're going to give 70%, how are you going to get 100% out of that? I'll never waste my 100% on somebody's 10%.
Facts.
If you give me 100, I'll give you 100. But if right now you're a girl and you come into the relationship with me and you're giving me 50, 60, 70%, and I could feel that. I could feel that you could do more. But you don't want to do it because you're like, no, I'm not going to give him everything because he might just leave me, because he might just go with another girl. Oh, all men are cheaters.
Yeah.
I feel that. What do? 2 steps back. Now I'm at 70%. Now let's go ahead and try to make that work.
Yeah. And that it's interesting, bro, because that is such an interesting dynamic that we are being faced with in 2026. Like I'm sure you receive a lot of DMs, right?
Yes. No.
I know I receive quite a few DMs. And it's about using discernment, especially in a place like Miami, man. There's such crazy levels of entitlement. And this is one of the biggest differences, again, comparing women in Miami to women in Israel. You could be a multimillionaire in Tel Aviv. You could be rocking your Rollie and you can go up to a girl and like be flexing your material wealth. And if she's not feeling your energy, she's going to be like, fuck off.
Exactly.
Right? Here in Miami, that same guy can just flex that he has a table at this club or a boat on a Sunday afternoon. And most of the times, the women in Miami will just get consumed with that material lifestyle and they'll sacrifice their soul in the process. And I see it so often here, man. And it's understandable. If I was a 24, 25, 26-year-old attractive woman, I would probably take advantage of it too. I'm not here to judge it. I'm just here to witness it and be like, damn, it is more and more rare to find a potential partner where you actually connect with on a deep soul level, that there's trust, there's openness, there's alignment in values, and there's still that physical attraction. It's like, yo, if that person comes, it's like, we gotta step up and claim that, because I do feel like we have an abundance of options, but a lack of real potential partners.
It's very, very true. Very. And that's why most people today are not married. You speak to women, they don't want to have children. You speak to men, they don't want to be taken advantage of. And you hear it everywhere. 60-70% of marriages nowadays die the first year.
55% of marriages end in divorce. The other 45%, let's be honest, probably 20% of those marriages are actually thriving, right?
At most, maybe.
Exactly. So we're talking about 80%.
People
plus.
just stick around because they're already used to the person.
Exactly. There's that comfortability where it's like, all right,
people prefer the devil that they know over the devil that they don't know.
Or the angel that they don't know, or the king that they don't know, or the queen that they don't know.
So I just ran a test. Me and my team, we took a private jet to Vegas.
Okay.
Did a whole nice photo shoot. Posted it. Wanted to see the reaction. Guys hate. Okay, I get that. But the amount of DMs from women, it went fucking crazy. Crazy.
Can we do an experiment like that in Miami together?
Crazy. So Saturday, I'm taking a yacht out to see the next thing happening.
Okay.
I already know what my DMs are going to look like. So you see that most of the people on social media, especially the women, they're on there for what? Why do you have a page showing your body? You're on the market.
You want validation
You're up
externally.
for sale. Women don't understand what the term model means. Oh, you're the new model. Well, guess what? Next year, there's a 2027 model. It's coming out. Today she's 17. Next year she's 18. And you're out. Why do you want to be a model? You're one of the next models. That's it. Oh, great. I'm a model. They don't understand how bad it is to go be a model. Because you're exploiting yourself. I've said this on another podcast and people really liked it. I said, if I give you right now a candy, your favorite candy, it's wrapped. It's from the store. Give it to you, you open it, you're gonna eat it. It's your favorite candy, favorite chocolate. But if I took that candy, unwrapped it, threw it on the floor, rubbed it on the floor and gave it to you, would you eat it?
No, I would have to be in a very desperate situation to eat that.
You wouldn't. The most expensive things to ever exist on planet Earth, money-wise, are covered. You want gold? You have to go mine it. You want diamonds? You have to break into a stone. You want a pearl? You have to dive into the deepest parts of the ocean. A woman is way more expensive than all of that. These things have a price. A woman is priceless. She's not covered. She's tempted. She's dirty. It's done. Today, I think you're going to see a lot of women going backwards because I heard some new term on social media, newborn virgin. All these prostitutes and things like that, they get baptized, and they're now a newborn virgin. I also heard another term, which I guess on social media means heaven on earth.
I haven't heard that
funny stuff on social media
We're
that I
living in
hear.
an interesting time.
Very interesting. But I think more women are going to start going back to the conservative side because they realize that getting a Rolex, getting a Mercedes, getting a Louis Vuitton bag isn't enough. Women are extremely spiritual. In Judaism, a woman does not need to go to temple to pray. A man does. She could pray from anywhere. And it's amazing because God is like Wi-Fi. You can't see him, but you could connect to him anywhere. But a man needs to go to temple to pray.
And that's why
a woman doesn't.
That's why women don't wrap tefillin, by the way. I get women asking me like, why can't we wrap tefillin? I'm like, listen, you're already so spiritually connected. You might not understand it yet, but that is the superpower of the feminine, is they're naturally having this portal to unlimited possibilities through their womb. They literally have a foot in life, a foot in death at all times. It's unbelievable. I just want to take a moment to express my gratitude. So thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to listen to this podcast. It genuinely means the world. And I'm doing everything in my power to bring you the best people, the best conversations, the best quality of production. And the one thing that I'm asking in return is for you to subscribe to the podcast. Whether you're listening on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, it makes a massive difference and it helps us impact more lives and reach more people. Word of mouth is my oxygen. So it would genuinely mean the world to subscribe, share the episode with a friend, and feel free to tag me on Instagram at Jeremy Awakens. Let me know what the biggest lesson you've learned from today's show is. And now let's get back to today's conversation. Have a foot in life, a foot in death at all times. It's unbelievable.
You know, I sit with women. I'm single now. I was married. I got a divorce a few months ago. The biggest reason for the divorce was that my wife had a hard time trusting a man to the point where she could have as many children as I want to have and things like that. She also said that she didn't really want to have many children, you know, and I love her to death. I'll still love her until today. I'll love her for many more years to come. She's the most amazing person I've ever met. Really. I really wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. But I realized how women are so brainwashed already that it's sad. It's sad because I could tell you it broke me. It hurt me a lot, seeing how they are. And today I could sit with a woman on a date and the first thing I ask is, how many children do you want to have? They go, well, I never thought about that. Oh, cool. How old are you? I'm 27. Never? Never in 27 years you have not thought about that. Wow. All right. Next date. How many children do you want to have? 1, maybe 2. Really? Do you have brothers and sisters? Yeah, 2. Wasn't it better when there was more people at home? Yeah, it was. Do you not understand the cycle of us getting old, the children go to, let's say, school, college, open up a business, whatever, leave the house, and us all of a sudden being alone, there's no grandkids? You want to have a bunch of children, so by the time that the last one is leaving, there's grandkids coming in. We're going to get older. We're not going to stick around. You want people to come visit you. Who cares about this girl who has 1 or 2 children? She's never going to see them. Most kids just leave the house, go on with their life, and never come back to see the parents.
Yeah.
So if I want to have a family, I want to have a huge family. I want to have 10 children. I want to make sure I have 50 grandchildren. Why not?
By the way,
I want a big family. I want a tribe.
the house we're going to tomorrow for Shabbat, they have 11 kids.
Isn't it beautiful?
No twins. I mean, it's so inspiring, bro. Like, I guess the cool thing too about being a man is like, we do have a longer timeline. Like
Of course we do.
And that's why it's so important, honestly, to really optimize our health. And this is where I feel like you and I really connect. Why I really fuck with you is because, first of all, you're just unapologetic when you speak. You just speak truth. You speak what's on your mind. You're not worried about the backlash. And that's exactly how I operate my life as well. You got to be unapologetic and authentic in this life. Like there's no other way to be, bro.
And women love that, to be honest with you. There's a lot of women that reach out to me and say, you're such a masculine man.
Yeah.
I want to marry a guy like you.
Yeah.
But most of them are in their 30s.
Well, isn't this...
And personally, I'm not going to take a 30-year-old.
Isn't this...
Or a 35.
Isn't this ironic, though? Isn't this ironic? Society tries to paint men in this light of toxic masculinity, right? And if you talk to 99.9% of women, they actually are craving a masculine man.
Masculinity can't be toxic.
I've never heard anyone say toxic femininity, by the way. Never.
It can be. If you're masculine, you're not toxic. If you're really masculine. If you're stoic, if you're a real man. Back in the day, the warriors were real warriors. They were killers, but when they came back home, they had children, they had a family. It was beautiful. Today, the woman wants to turn you into a woman. And then after that, she cheats on you with a man. And she goes, well, you're just a bitch. She takes half of your shit, possibly the house, the kids, everybody. Turns everybody against you. And that's why most men don't want to have anything today. At least not in the West. There's a bunch of these guys called the passport boys that leave out of the country. They go to Colombia, they go to Thailand, they go to China. And they get amazing women who love them. And then these girls here on the West go, yeah, well, you just want a woman to be a slave. No, I want her to be a woman. Do I call myself a donkey? Because I wake up in the morning, go to work, pay for all your bills, take you to beautiful restaurants, because you need to see fucking dancers and the fucking fire show. You talk to girls, let's go to dinner. What dinner? I want to go here. Only the top places. They don't feed you at home. We can't start with coffee. I want to see that you want me for me.
Yeah.
Not for the $600-700 dinner. Not poppies, not mastros. Me.
Yeah.
You want me or the fucking steak? Because if you'll show me that you want me, you'll get the fucking jet. The problem is that they don't even pretend anymore. Where are you taking me out? With me, it became a little bit different in the last, I would say, few years.
Yeah.
When they see what I have, now they're playing it a little bit different. I really want to have children with you. Oh, it would just be a dream. Me, you, and the children on the jet.
The Azoulay Moroccan squad. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it. Those are going to be some lit Shabbat dinners. By the way, that yacht idea sounds pretty lit for Saturday. Okay, I want to transition a little bit, and just to kind of put a cap on this.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, most humans are craving the same thing. And that thing is meaningful, deep connection. We want to be fully seen.
Correct.
I want to be able to look you in the eyes and like fully see you and know that it's real, right? Beyond the surface level bullshit, beyond the physical world, beyond the 3D.
I'll take my glasses off so we could look at each other.
Exactly.
And
I want to penetrate
see
your
how
soul.
real it is.
But we've been so confused and programmed to just focus on the physical world, right? So again, women attaching their self-worth and identity to their body and flaunting themselves on social media for thousands, millions of strangers to see without understanding the long-term consequence of that. Like, is that really how your highest self would show up? Would your future children be proud of that? And I'm not here to judge it, by the way, because I love when a woman dresses sexy and like looks elegant and feels confident in her body. I think it's one of the most beautiful things. And there's a way to do that while being tasteful, while keeping your body sacred. And I feel like that's something that women can lean into. And then men also just having more conversations like this, like having the emotional intelligence to remain fully present, be a good listener, be grounded in our purpose. And if we can merge those energies, I think cool shit will happen. I think we can bring back that Western value family dynamic that we've been lacking for the last couple of decades.
Something I've told all my students is that every man needs to have this man that he could go to speak about shit. Do not speak to your woman. She didn't sign up to be with a girl. She doesn't want a girlfriend at home. You can't cry about your shit. You have to talk to another man, vent, come back home, be that stoic man. You have to be the rock in the ocean. If there's a rock right now in the middle of the ocean, doesn't matter if there's a tsunami, doesn't matter if there's a flood, doesn't matter what happens. At the end of the day, when everything settles, the rock will still be there. The tsunami is your woman. She's the mess. She's the fucking typhoon.
She's the wave of emotions.
Yes. Women have lots of emotions. That's why back in the days, women used to sit in circles and speak and conversate and take care of the children, and they know what that child needs and that child needs. Men were in teams. We used to march together. We wouldn't speak. We would see an enemy and we would fucking annihilate them. That's how we were.
Yeah.
Men, we have a utilitarian meat suit that is built for strength, speed, and we're meant to kill. We are born killers. Every single man.
What can men
Women
do?
are not.
What can men do right now to become more dangerous? And I mean more dangerous in a positive way.
Yes. More like us,
Yeah.
right? When a man sees somebody like you or somebody like me, 6 feet tall, muscles, unapologetic, power in their eyes. When you look into your eyes or into my eyes, you see the soul. A lot of people have ice eyes. It's almost like you're looking at ice. There is no soul behind it. It's a dead vessel. And personally, that's another reason why I don't just sleep around with women. If I'm going to sleep with a woman, she needs to be my future wife. Because if there was a dead body right now, doesn't matter how hot it was, I wouldn't sleep with it. Well, I don't want to touch your body. I want to touch your soul. And if I'm not touching your soul, in my opinion, it's like you have just a dead body in front of me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sleep with it. And women are like, it's crazy because men are not like that. But I'm like that.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
Has that been something you've adopted recently?
No, my whole life.
Really?
I was all about connection. Every woman that I have been with women who I didn't stay with. By first glance, I thought I was. Then I started to become more and more and more serious about getting to know them on a longer period of time before I go into bed with them. And then it feels like the most amazing thing because you went on dates, you got to know each other. By the time you make love, you feel like you're making love to your soulmate. What men need to do today is they have to connect back to God. They lost God. I explain this very, very well. I say this. When God wanted to create fish, he spoke to the sea. When God wanted to create trees, he spoke to the land. When God wanted to create us, he spoke to himself. You take a fish and you pull it out of the water. What happens to it?
He does.
You take a tree and you pull it out of the soil. What happens to it?
It does.
You take God and you pull him out of us. What happens to us?
We die.
People lost God, and with that, God gave up on the people. And you could see it. You could feel that so many people are godless. So if you become a man of God and have a personal relationship with God. That is number one. So I call it the 5 F's that every man should hold. And if you could hold a 6th one like us, there is nothing that you can't achieve in life. The first one, you have to have faith. You must connect to God. That's the only one who brought you to this world. Without him, you're nothing. This is number one. Number 2, you have to take care of your health. So fitness. You have to be fit as a man. If a woman with muscles look like a man, then a man without muscles look like a woman. So fit. The next one, you have to be able to fight. We have to fight for things in life. For the business, for our loved ones, for love. You have to fight. Knowing how to physically fight helps you fight for everything else. The next F is you need to be able to be financially free. Right? Financially free. If you're financially free, at the end of the day, if you don't have money, even love leaves out the window. And then here, now you create the family. So this is something that me and you are missing at the moment.
Yeah.
So we're holding 4 F's, but there is a 6th F. Because a man without a family, men at home that are listening, if you don't have somebody to take care of, you're not a real man. I take care of my mother. I take care of my family. I take care of them, literally. I pay for their bills. But I want to have my own family with children and take care of them, because a man doesn't become a man until he holds a child. So these are the 5 F's. And then you got the 6th F, and that's being famous. That's like having a 6th sense. Today, women are 100 times more interested with being with a famous man than being with a rich man. Rich was like the biggest thing. Now it's fame.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think it's like a status thing where it's like, oh, wow, there's a lot of people that know who this person is. They admire him. They respect him. So I think it's a form of validation, but in a more healthy way, hopefully. Like the shit that you and I do is different than like being famous for acting. You're literally famous because you're pretending to be other characters.
Correct.
I think there's no better feeling than getting stopped in the street by someone who's been positively impacted by something we said on a video or a podcast. That is something money could never buy. That's like the highest possible ROI on living life. Knowing that we're shining our light and making a positive impact. Bro, that's what it's all about. That's why I do this shit.
It's insane. It really is insane that people come up to me in the middle of the street and tell me, I would have died if it wasn't for you. When it first happened, I used to look at people like, what do you mean? I didn't understand. Until today, I don't understand. Sometimes people, they run up to me and they cry. The other day, someone ran up to me and cried in front of them. I'm thinking to myself, what did I do to get you to this point? And they're like, you saved my life. And then sometimes I have all this hate on social media and I'm thinking, why am I doing all of this? Because I have everything. I fly private jets. I go on yachts. I have a huge house, a $12 million home. I travel the world. I'm fit. I have everything. I don't need anything. But I'm here every single day on social media doing this to help other people improve. Because I believe that if God gave you this gift, he didn't give it to you so you'll go make more money. He gave you money so you could free up your time to help others. And he didn't give you this gift and talent so you're going to fuck off someplace because you found a good chick.
Yeah.
No. You're a soldier of God and you have to do God's work. And if you do God's deed, he's going to let you work with God's speed. He'll move you fast. Within 3 years, I've never been on social media. 3 years, I've had 50 billion views.
You only started 3 years ago?
Only 3 years
Oh,
ago.
wow. I didn't realize that.
I've had 50 billion views. I'm the most famous person to the youth, that's what I wanted to hit. That was my target. I wanted to be known by the youth because I lost my son. I wanted them to look up to me like I used to look up to the big guys. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bruce Lee, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, all these guys. For me, they were like everything as a child. And today, these kids don't have a hero. Who is their hero? LGBTQ arrested 3. No hero.
It's crazy.
There is no hero if you think about it. So you are their hero. They see you screaming at the beach, putting on your tefillin.
Yeah.
These young Jewish boys are looking at you. Oh my God. Jeremy Awakens. Is that your real last name?
No, my last name is Abramson.
Okay.
But a lot of people think it's my last name.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Jeremy Awakens. I love it.
Yeah.
But people look at you and they're like, oh, you're going to do a podcast with Jeremy? I told some people, they're like, I love that guy. I was like, that's great. I actually really like him as well, but you see the passion in you.
Yeah.
You see the passion in your eyes. You see the passion in your move. The way you speak, there is passion there. Personally, the only thing I think you need to have as of now, because we need more little Jeremys around, you need a wife and you need children. Because we need more of us.
Facts.
And really, I don't even waste time. Yesterday, I went on a date with this girl, beautiful girl, amazing girl. But like the first thing I told her is like, listen, I want to have 10 children. She was like, me too. That was the first time I've heard it, probably within the last 300 women that I spoke to.
I love that. Straight up. 10 kids minimum, all natural births.
Yes. 10 children. She's like, okay, me too. And that's where I go, I'd like to have a younger woman. Because some people are like, why don't you have a 35-year-old like you? I'm like, at 30, a woman loses 90% of her eggs. At 35, she doesn't have any eggs. Maybe one here, one there, but it's done. I want to have 10 children. I want to have a tribe. I want a woman that will be as young as she could be. They're like, how old? I'm like, hey, if it's legal 18, then it's 18. Am I turned on by an 18-year-old? No. I'm turned on by a 30-year-old. Like, if you really ask me sexually, you see a 30-year-old, it's a woman. A woman turns you on. In my whole life, I dated women that were older than me. Ever since I was a young boy. Ever since 14, they were all older than me.
You were a MILF hunter, weren't you?
I was. They were all older than me. It's almost like I needed a mom, but I had a mom at home, But there was something like the older woman, like she knows how to take care of you.
Tell me a little bit about your mom. Tell me a little bit about your mom, because I know your dad, had some challenges and maybe wasn't able to provide for you and your family like we plan to do, right? So what impact did your mom have on your life and where you are at right now?
So my dad was a crazy guy. Like my dad was very difficult, but he was difficult mentally and physically. So I don't know about you, how was your dad, but my dad, I'd walk around in the house and he'd just come and smack me or push me or kick me for no reason. And it's almost like he hated me my whole life. Yeah, this very famous thing that he would tell me as soon as I understood is that, I wish I sprayed you on the wall. Like, I wish I nutted you on the wall and wouldn't have had you.
Wow.
I'd come back home from school and he would look at me and say, you're a loser. See this 0, that's what you are. You're a nothing. You're a nobody.
How old were you?
I don't know, 6, 7.
Jeez.
And I also had a very tough grandpa. So today I forgave my dad for beating me, for treating me bad, for kicking me out of the house, for calling the police on me. I forgave him. Also, he taught me at a very young age that if a man doesn't kill, he's not a man. So if anybody messes with you, just kill them. So I was like killer all the time. And he would do everything to turn me into that killer. But then when I would do something bad, then he'd yell at me and beat me. But within time, it was back in 2019. I went and I did this thing called MITT, It's a seminar, Mastery and Transformational Training. And in the second seminar, they kill you and they rebirth you. And they had me speak to my grandpa. And when I spoke to my grandpa in this hypnosis state, I realized that my grandpa had a very hard childhood. So he gave my dad a very bad childhood. He used to beat him. He was a sailor. He'd leave for 7-8 months, then come back, beat the shit out of my dad, tie him to the bed, leave him there for like 2 days straight. So my dad did the best that he can with me. He didn't know how to raise a child. So by seeing what my grandpa did to my dad and understanding that my dad wasn't gifted some manual book on how to be the best father, he thought that by beating me, I'll become stronger. But by doing that, he created hate towards me, not realizing it. So I learned at a very young age how to swim, ride a bicycle, and fight, all by my grandpa. My grandpa taught me how to swim by taking me into the middle of the ocean and drowning me. And I was probably 6 years old. He taught me how to fight by beating the shit out of me. He taught me how to ride a bicycle by throwing me down a fucking mountain and split opening my chin, going unconscious, and ending up in the hospital. That's how I learned those things. My grandpa was one crazy motherfucker. The whole town were afraid of him. So I understand my father of why he treated me the way he treated me. At 17, he kicked me out of the house. My mom was my only support. She was the only one saying, honey, it's okay. I love you. Everything is going to be fine. Don't pay attention to your dad. She was my biggest support. That's why financially and mentally, emotionally, until today, I take care of her. Some women might look at me and say, you're a mama's boy. No, I just love my mother. That has nothing to do with being a mama's boy. I almost lost my mom to cancer when I was 15. And at that time, I tried to commit suicide. I almost succeeded. But God had other plans for me. And now I'm here sitting in front of you, telling you that I know why he kept me alive. Because I wanted to go a long time ago. I really did.
God gives his
strongest battles to his toughest soldiers.
Facts. I mean, you're an embodiment of that, you know, and I appreciate you sharing all of that, man. Moms are literally the life force of humanity. And I think our society has tried to dim the importance of being a mom. Like, being a mom is a full-time job, straight up. And, you know, I only have one brother, but I know my mom poured so much energy, so much unconditional love.
Was she a single mom?
No, she wasn't. My dad, you know, was
But
able to.
He was out working all day.
Exactly. So
It's the same.
yeah. So I don't know where I'd be without my mom's unconditional love, because at the end of the day, bro, I don't know if unconditional love truly exists in our society other than from our moms, because most love is very conditional. And it's crazy too that you found forgiveness for your dad, for your grandpa. That's one of the biggest things holding people back is resentment towards our parents, towards our siblings. The inability to forgive people is actually what is creating so much mental health challenges. You're holding on to all of this pain. By holding on to that pain, you're not doing anything to impact those people. You're just negatively impacting yourself and your own inner peace. So what was that forgiveness process like? Did you have to go through some like healing journey, or was it something that you were able to kind of just recognize internally, like, oh shit, like these were the cards that I was dealt, I'm going to make the most of it? I hope you're enjoying this unbelievable conversation with Nicole. And I just wanted to let you know that we just released our 28-day cycle guide. Now, I believe this is one of the most important issues for both men and women, so women can understand their biology better and build a deeper connection with themselves, and so men can show up for their woman in the most powerful way possible. And it really requires this next layer of knowledge. And my team and I created an incredibly in-depth 28-day cycle guide to really teach you the tools to navigate these different times of the month with your nutrition, with your fitness, with your emotions, etc. So if you want to get the guide, hit the link in the show notes right now. And I really hope that you take action on some of this information, because I promise you, it will transform your life. This is your body. These are the relationships that matter most. So hit the link in the show notes. And now let's get back to the podcast. So what was that forgiveness process like? Did you have to go through some like healing journey, or was it something that you were able to kind of just recognize internally, like, oh shit, like these were the cards that I was dealt, I'm going to make the most of it?
So it's an excellent question, and I have an excellent explanation for it. Do you know what's the difference between the villain and the hero?
The hero wears a cape.
Very true. But they both have the same backstory. If you look at the Joker and you look at Batman, they're both orphans. They both don't have parents. They grew up alone. They were beat. They were thrown. They were laughed at. The difference between the victim, the hero, and the villain is that the villain said, I'm the victim. And the hero said, I'm the warrior. The villain says, everything that's ever happened to me, I'm going to do it 10 times worse to everyone else. And the hero says, everything that's happened to me, I'm going to make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else. And you have to ask yourself, am I going to be the hero, or am I going to be the villain? Because the villain is the victim mentality. The hero is a warrior mentality. I didn't survive this. I beat it. It's a completely different perspective. You have to be a masculine man to be able to do that, because you have to control yourself. It's sad that today men can't control themselves, and that's why last year you've had 600,000 men who committed suicide. That's why I speak mostly to men, because men are our leaders. A lot of men say women are the problem. That isn't true. Men led them here. We are the leaders. If men said today, a woman doesn't have a voice, collectively, a woman doesn't have a voice. The only reason a woman has a voice is because men like me and you stood up and said, she should have a voice. She should have rights. She's precious. She's a diamond. I always say a woman is the most beautiful creature on the planet and the strongest force on the planet. What drives a man is a woman, not another man. I don't drive a Rolls Royce for another man. I drive it so I could attract a woman. I didn't build a $12 million home right now because I want to attract a man into my house. I want to attract the perfect woman. I built for her a nest. The amount of lonely nights, hard days, difficult times that I went through to accumulate that wealth so she could come in, and all she has to do is just be precious and sweet, and I'll give her the world. See, that doesn't work with women like that. A woman that is rich will not take a broke man working at McDonald's. A man that is very wealthy will take a homeless girl as long as she looks sweet and she's cute. We don't need her to bring anything except her good spirit.
It's so true, bro.
Right?
It's so true. Like, I could pretty much care less about the career or profession of a woman. It's way more about the energy. You know what I mean? It's like,
we never have access to her money anyways.
yeah.
Ask a girl, what's the best present you've ever gifted a guy? on a Wednesday night for no reason. A candle, right?
Or I cooked him dinner. That's a great gift.
That's a great gift, but that's the most.
Yeah.
And she probably didn't pay for it. We don't have access to their funds. When they work, they say, this is for me. I want to have it for myself. This is for safety. Honey, you're already thinking about plan B? When you think about plan B, plan A will never work.
I think it's really important too to talk about men's mental health as well.
There shouldn't be anything with mental health. Like they should remove that. You don't see kids in Africa who are starving thinking, I have mental health problem. I'm depressed. No, they're depressed here because it's a fucking privilege. They have the privilege to sit around and say, I'm depressed. Is that true?
It is true. It's crazy. Like all of these things. Listen, I'm very sensitive to people's, I do think there are genetic dispositions to make certain things more challenging in life. Like I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was like 7 or 8. Thank God I didn't get addicted to Adderall or something like that. But at the same time, ADHD is a superpower, bro. If you're able to channel your ADHD, your mental health disorder in a positive way and find what you're passionate about and channel your energy towards those things, then it is a superpower. The most successful people I've met are a little ADHD, a little autistic. They're a little fucking weird. And that's what it takes. Like that.
People shouldn't be diagnosed anymore.
Let me
tell you what ADD means. So when I sit down and think about life, I close my eyes, I go into a place I like to call the quantum realm. There I understood why I had ADD. They were telling my mother, he's got ADD, he needs Ritalin, he needs to sit down, he doesn't want to listen in class. I'd always used to go climb the highest trees, the tallest trees. It felt like my soul wanted to fly. And at a later age, which happened about 2 years ago, when I meditated, I understood something. My whole life, I was trying to be big, big, big. Let's just get bigger and bigger. And when I became about 240 pounds, that was my biggest. It was massive. But then all of a sudden, I was happy. And there's a reason for it. When your soul comes to this world, some people have a higher soul than their body. You're one of them. Your soul in that little body of an 8-year-old felt very claustrophobic. You have this big soul and this little tiny body. Your soul wanted to fly. It didn't feel comfortable in that little body. So you were jumping around. You couldn't pay attention. You weren't from here, but you were put here. And now they want to sit you down and tell you that you must do these things. But the truth is that your soul is just a higher soul. And it takes you years, 30, 40 years to understand that it is what it is. Your soul and your body are connected. They're business partners. And you've grown now into this big 6'2" of a man, right?
Yeah. You're giving me a couple inches, which I appreciate.
Whatever. And now you're like this big guy with a big soul.
Yeah.
And it feels less claustrophobic. And today you don't have ADD.
Yeah.
Today you're Jeremy Awakens, the man who awakens the rest of the people with his big soul. So when a mother has a child that has ADD and is doing karate off the walls, that's their golden child.
That's it, bro. That's what I'm talking
That's what
about.
you are.
That's what I'm talking about.
You were a golden child and they wanted to suppress your soul.
And that's what's so unfortunate about our society is we are dimming the bright light of so many innocent souls. They're 6, they're 7, they're 8 years old, and we're feeding them methamphetamines. We're creating addiction for a lifetime because those same kids who are taking Adderall or Ritalin in their childhood are going on in their 20s to now crave bigger hits of dopamine. So they're vaping, they're ripping lines of cocaine, they're doing all of the things, but all of it stems back to them actually not having their soul nourished as a child, bro. Like that's it. And all of these drugs and substances are actually just creating further disconnection. They're just numbing us. And that's what's so fucked up. I mean, you speak at schools and you see it, like these 14, 15-year-old kids are just ripping the vape. They're constantly looking for external things to make them feel whole, to make them feel complete. And yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like I remember when I was 6, 7, 8 years old, like my biggest idol for sure was Jim Carrey. Like
I love Jim Carrey.
Bro, like Liar, Liar, Dumb and Dumber, The Mask.
Yeah, The Mask was the best.
By the way, I've never said this. I've never said this publicly. We might have to edit this out. But I remember very vividly, I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. My first erection ever was to Cameron Diaz in The Mask. Cameron Diaz, if you're watching this, shout out to you.
She was gorgeous.
Facts.
She was.
But I remember, bro, I would do these impersonations of like Jim Carrey and Austin Powers. And I feel like when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, if I would have had someone in my life that was like, yo, like you might not be like a future actor, but you love just making people laugh. You love entertaining. Like it's interesting to think about where I would have gone, you know, but so often it's like we're being put in this box. Like the school system was not designed to nourish our souls and birth creativity. It was designed to just create employees, to create people that just conform to the system, that follow the rules. But you and I both know that following the rules is just going to create a mediocre life. And a mediocre life, I don't know about you, I'm allergic to that shit, bro. I'm terrified of living a normal life. Like people say I'm weird, people say I'm cringe, and I'm like, thank you. Like I don't want to settle for good enough or average.
Men today are afraid to speak the truth. So when you speak the truth and you're brave, in some sort of a way, you are an enemy of the system. You're a threat to them. I'm a threat to the system. Today I've conquered the youth. F students are the inventors.
Facts.
And I said that. And it got 7 billion views between people recreating that video and me. When you really think about school, school is jail. Because when you went to school, if you didn't want to go to school, they would call the authorities to come to your house. There is no, you're not going to school. You have to come to school. When you're in school, can you leave whenever you want? No, you can't leave. You have to wait for the bell. They take young kids that should be just creating this infinite intelligence, which I like to call it, that comes from creativity, right? The creator created us. In us, he created creativity. And with that creativity, we created the whole world. The only way for a child to grow and use his creativity is by being free. They're taking them and they're becoming more and more institutionalized by being in school. That's why you have so many people also in prison, because school is like a prison, and then they transition into prison, into jails, and all of that. They're creating a system of slaves, and they're ruining the future. Now we understand also why they're ruining the future. It's because they don't need you in the future. That's why we're going into robots and AI. But AI has been here for many, many years. It was just now released to the public to use. But it's been around for many, many years. And it's been watching us. It's been training us. It's been guiding us. It's a television. It's telling you a vision. It's guiding you to see what they want you to see and do what they want you to do. And they make you believe it's your own idea. You see, the people who created the world are much smarter than us. They're way more advanced. But we're going into a world where we actually don't need the humans to work anymore. Robots can do our job. So they don't need us. It's time to separate us. So maybe they don't want to just get rid of us like this. That's why they made women and men hate each other. Less babies. We're depopulating. COVID, more depopulation. What's happening? We're declining as a race right now. We're literally declining.
And I feel like Bill
We're going
Gates
backwards.
Bill Gates is one of the main people behind this. Like, that dude is pure evil, bro. He was like the main person pushing these vaccines during COVID, all of like the plant-based meat and weird shit that he's pushing, like the depopulation stuff.
Do you know that they were tracking us way before Facebook, Instagram, and all those things? They were tracking us, and then they let us know that they're tracking everything that we're doing. So the people fought it, and it was a program called LifeLog. It was created by the government, and the people were fighting back, said, we don't want LifeLog. So if you look on February 4th, 2004, LifeLog was shut down. It was going to track your email, what you do, your phone number, your information. That same day, you know what opened up?
No, I don't know. MySpace?
On February 4th, 2004, Facebook opened to track everything that you do. You don't want LifeLog? No problem. We'll give you Facebook. You think Mark Zuckerberg is Mark Zuckerberg? No. There is no such thing as becoming a billionaire without getting recruited by the elites. And look, I get it. If the elites came to me right now and said, hey, this is how the world operates. This is how we're running this shit. You're a good guy. You understand this. But it needs to continue like this. Don't interfere. You don't interfere, you become one of us. You interfere, we get rid of you. And we keep doing what we've been doing for this many years. And here is the reason of why we're doing it.
So Mark Zuckerberg.
What are you going to do?
Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook like in his dorm room, I think, at Harvard. Are you saying he was recruited by an elite to launch this thing?
That they already had. It had nothing to do with the dorms. Bullshit. They gave him Facebook. Here we go. You're the face of it. Thank you very much. Why are they letting Elon go to Mars? Why are they letting him go to the moon? An outsourced company, SpaceX, you think they're going to let somebody go to the moon? No.
I think Elon's more powerful than any of these people. Like anyone on NASA. Like, I think he's more powerful than the president. Like Elon.
The president is an actor.
Yeah.
All right? The people that are running the show, they're not actors. When you have a director and a producer, you don't see them. You see the actors. Donald Trump is an actor. You ever seen The Apprentice?
Yeah.
He's an actor. That shot in the ear, that was an act.
Really?
You really think somebody shot him?
Yes, I do.
And he got up and he's a great actor then.
You don't think that was
You
real?
think Charlie Kirk is dead?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Great actor then. He fooled you. Protective custody.
So you think Charlie Kirk is alive?
Alive.
Really?
Really? You think that boy shot him?
I don't know if it was that guy. I think there's a lot of weird things about that. There's a lot of conspiracies. I haven't really dove deep.
Let me tell you something. Today, I know so much about the world that if I shared more, I'm going to be actually dead.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that it's all a show. It is all a fugazi. We're just puppets. That's all it is. It's all a show. I believe everything besides what my eyes show me. Don't believe your eyes. Your eyes are lying to you. They're just a translation of the mind, but your mind has been programmed. That is the problem.
That's why we need to positively brainwash ourselves.
Every day you got to show self-love. I call it self-hypnosis. I wake up in the morning, I tell myself, you're the most amazing human on the planet. I am half man, half God. That's what I call myself. People on the internet call me the Jew from the mountains because I live in the mountains and normally I stay away from the world. They see me here in Miami, they're like, this doesn't make any sense.
Hey.
This is the Jew from the mountains. This guy's fucking working on his splits, fucking kicking trees, wrestling with bears. What is he doing here in Miami? Doesn't even make sense to them.
Yeah.
But I understand that I have to come here after I already made sure that my brain is good. I can't be brainwashed. I can't be bought. I can't be purchased. I can't. I'm going to do this and I'm going to die doing it. And I'm going to do it for everyone at home. I'm doing it for them. But the problem is that they don't want to be unplugged.
Yeah.
They fight for their shit.
The thing that I hope and I trust, and I think it did, right? For me, one of the events that really woke me up to the truth was COVID. Like this experimental jab, people wearing masks, 6 feet of social distancing, like all of the bullshit that was taking place. You had like congressmen and mayors bribing people to get this shot with like fast food and French fries and pizza and Five Guys. I'm like, yo, something just feels wrong. You have Bill Gates behind this. You have this guy Fauci behind it. I was like, this just seems so corrupt. There's something much bigger going on here. And I think fast forward 5 or 6 years, people look back and they're like, oh shit, I kind of regret getting double boosted with this experimental vax.
I never took the vaccine.
Either did I. And
none of my family did either.
And I think,
but my immediate family.
That was a wake-up call for all of us. Like, yo, are you going to take 100% ownership of your life, of your health, of your family's future? Or are you just going to conform? Are you going to listen to everything that you're told to do? And the people that continue to walk that path, bro, are going to be in a very dangerous spot. They're going to be stuck in this perpetual cycle of constantly life happening to them. And I think you're someone, and I try to be someone that uses everything that happens in our life, positive or negative, as fuel to become a better version of ourselves.
That's very true.
And
to help others become better.
And I think and that's what it's all about. There's 2 ways to really receive light in this world, right? You can receive for yourself and your own pleasure, or you can receive with the intention of sharing that light, that wealth, that abundance with other people. When you have the intention of sharing, whether it's money, whether it's information, value, wisdom, that's when God blesses you with more because he sees that your intentions are pure. I'm just a vessel, bro. I'm just a vessel to receive and hopefully be a direct reflection of Hashem and make God happy. Like that's what it's all about. You said something about like your mantras about like, I'm half man, half amazing, or half
man, half God.
Exactly. So one of the things I've been wrestling with.
I really believe that though.
I agree. I agree with that too, for sure. One of the things that I'm working on balancing is this idea that I am nothing. I am literally a speck on this entire universe. I am insignificant, right? That gives me humility to know that I don't matter that much. In 100 or 200 years, there's probably going to be very few people talking about me. I hope they are. And my intention is to keep making as big of an impact as possible, but I'm also realistic. On the other side of the spectrum, I'm like, yo, I'm everything. I'm the shit. I'm fucking amazing. I was put here for a very specific reason. I was here to be a reflection of God and change a lot of lives. So I feel like that duality of I am nothing and I am everything, when you're able to balance that humility with that confidence and desire to bring light into this world, that's a very positive place to be. You know what I mean?
I don't tell people to do anything bad.
Yeah.
I tell them stay away from drugs, work out, be fit, eat, fast multiple times a year, go with one woman, get in a cold plunge, take cold showers, stay away from bullshit.
Facts.
Human connection, respect your elders. These are all great things. This is what I share with them. If they want to be upset with me because I say I'm half man, half God, that's fine.
Oh, no.
But
they
God,
shouldn't be upset with that.
But God created us in his image. And if you have to really think about it, like if you go back in time, what did we start with? He gave us land. He gave us trees, water, air. What did he give us? How do we have cameras? How do we have mics? How do we have phones? How? How do we have all of that when all he gave us was some dirt, some trees, some water, some air? How do we create all of this?
The Jews.
The Jews did create the mic. But the thing is that people don't understand that we have God inside of us. They're just trying to say, well, I can't see it, so I won't believe it. But never forget, do not believe what your eyes show you. Because your eyes will actually blind you.
Facts.
Without you even realizing it.
You know the term Moshiach, right?
Mashiach.
So this Moshiach energy, Moshiach now, what does it mean? And
It's great. Yeah, I just received a message this morning. They're like, you are the Messiah. I keep getting these messages. You're the Mashiach. You're the Mashiach.
I love it. But here's the thing.
I'm not the Mashiach. Leave me alone.
No, but here's the thing. Moshiach energy is all about spirituality and science merging together, because for hundreds, if not thousands of years, there's been this kind of tug of war. Okay, I don't know if I believe in God. I'm believing in science, right? You have to back it up with data. Then there's the people that are highly spiritual. They believe in this idea of oneness and connection. And
do you know why science was even created?
Tell me.
Science was created to prove that the Jews are wrong. That's how it started. To prove us wrong. Because a lot of the things that we do today, we knew it 4,000 years ago. But humans were upset with it. So they created science. And we still show them that we're right. Until today. We know things 4,000 years ago that they're just learning today. And I don't know why they hate us for it instead of appreciating us for it.
Well, I think
because we bring it to the people. We don't hide it from them.
We're a light to all nations.
Right?
That's our role.
To all the goyim.
So listen.
People on social media think that goyim means like non-Jew or bad people, but they don't understand. Goyim means nations.
Yeah.
We even in the Bible, we say to ourselves, we talk about ourselves as goy gadol, big nation.
Yeah.
Goy chazak, strong nation. We talk about ourselves. But everybody on social media today wants to twist things. Like I heard this guy that was on Sean Kelly, and I love Sean Kelly. All right, we're good buddies. But he brought this guy who was talking about Lag BaOmer.
Oh yeah, throwing cats and throwing dogs in the fire.
And you know, they even, and then Dan Bilzerian goes on and says, well, you know, they even have this organization that says, make sure that your pets are locked inside your house. Well, there's bonfires everywhere. they don't want the pets to accidentally get hurt, so keep them inside of your home. And then I don't remember anything as a child except throwing a bunch of potatoes with tinfoil on them into the fire, sitting down with my friends, having a good time, and then eating fucking baked potato.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. No cats, no dogs.
Well, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. If I'm speaking from a logical place and I'm zooming out and I'm taking the position of someone who isn't Jewish, I don't know much about Judaism at all, but I see so many Nobel Prize winners are Jewish. So many Fortune 500 founders and CEOs are Jewish. So many people that are successful are Jewish. But you're telling me they're only 0.2% of the world's population? You're telling me there's only 15 million Jews, but there's 2 billion Muslims? Yet the Jewish people are having all of this influence and impact? Something about that seems off, bro. I don't know about these Jewish people. I think they do run the world. I think they're pulling some strings. I actually see that perspective because the amount of impact and success that we've created is so disproportionate to our population size. It's insane.
And it's because we decided to be the heroes, not the villains.
Exactly. And it ties back exactly to what you said, bro, which is what I was going to bring it back to, is the one thing that makes the Jewish people so unique is that we refuse to play the victim. I mean, thousands of years, all of these different empires tried to extinguish us, and we've outlasted every single one of them. I have this tattoo. This is the first tattoo I ever got when I was like 23. Hatmada. Perseverance, persistence, keep going. We fall down 7 times, we stand up 8. We're never going to stop rising. And like you said, 100 years ago, there's 15 million Jews. Today, there's 15 million Jews. We're very, very small. Yet we make a lot of noise.
We have this saying, if someone has done it, we could do it. And if no one has done it, we could be the first ones.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it. And that's the Jewish mentality. We don't victimize ourselves. We don't look at somebody's other cup and say, why is it half full? We look at it and say, why is it half empty? Let me fill it up for you. Because although all of these big CEOs are Jews, all the employees aren't. Majority of them are not Jews. 90% of those employees are non-Jews. So we provide and feed millions of families every single month.
And by the way,
they're upset with us.
And by the way, it's funny to actually imagine the world with no more Jews. Yeah. Like, what would people talk about? What would people obsess about?
I love
because so much of people's energy, especially the last 3 years, has gone towards blaming the Jews. The Jews are the oppressors. Israel's an apartheid state. There's a genocide. The Jews are the root of all evil. Well, let's just imagine you get your wish and you remove all the Jews, which is never going to happen, by the way. Your life would be so boring. People would be struggling to actually find meaning in the world.
Look, most of those people that are speaking on social media, you don't want to, show love to the Jews, remove your mics. First, remove your mics from you because it was created by Jews. This mic, the mic on the camera, just get rid of the mic. Let's start there. Oh, you don't have a voice? Next thing, every single platform you're on was created by a Jew or was helped to create by a Jew. Get off the platform. Why are you supporting us? Supporting this Jewish business? People are just looking to chase a trend. Real men chase purpose, not trends and rumors. Unfortunately, most men today are not men. So they're chasing rumors. They're chasing trends. Oh, free Palestine. Sorry to tell you, we have done more for Palestine, or should I call it Gaza? I hear Palestine so much, I'm calling it Palestine.
I
There's
know
no
they
such thing as
programmed you to
Palestine.
believe it's a real country.
We've helped Gaza so much, and there's so many Palestinians that live in Israel. We help them more than anyone around the world.
Yeah.
How much money do you think it cost them to build those tunnels?
Billions of dollars.
Thank you. They could have rebuilt Gaza 17 times. 17 times. But what did they choose to do? Build tunnels to go and kill Jews instead of making the Gazan people thrive.
Yeah, Gaza should have been the next Dubai. It should have been bigger than Dubai. Like the beaches in Gaza are absolutely gorgeous.
Listen, Arabs are our cousins. I have brothers that are Arabs here, Christians and Muslims. I love them to death. I swear to you, I don't see any difference between them and my Jewish brothers. Since they are cousins, which means they have half of our brain. You could see in Dubai, they're using their Jewish brain. Look how beautifully it thrived. In Gaza, they're using their other side of the brain, the terrorist brain. Look how it's dying. They are family members. They have Jews inside of them. They are cousins. We're all from Abraham. Just operate a little bit different and be like the next Dubai, my friend. What do you want to fight for? For some sand? For some camels? Bombing? We don't need that.
I think this is the biggest.
But if you really ask me,
Yeah.
it's not the Arabs, it's not the terrorists, it's not the Jews. It's not the blacks, it's not the Asians, and it's not the whites. It's the world organization, the elites, that just brainwashed all of us. Each one is brainwashed differently. And unfortunately, we all suffer from it. All of us. Whether you're Arab, whether you're Israeli, black. I have black friends today. Growing up, I didn't. I hated blacks. I don't even know why. Of course, I also got jumped by black guys, so it was this thing. But today I have black friends, and we're like brothers. What happened? Well, now I'm seeing them eye to eye,
Yeah.
right? But I was brainwashed. Oh, the blacks are bad. Be careful. Are they bad? Because if you sit one-on-one, you can have a lovely conversation and create a brother.
Yeah.
It's just how we're brainwashed, bro.
And that's been a huge issue in a place like Gaza, in a place like Iran, in a place like Lebanon, right? They're brainwashing 3, 4, 5-year-old children that the biggest, most successful thing that they can do in this life is kill a Jew. So when you're growing up with that mentality, being a member of Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, you're actually fulfilling your purpose in some sick, twisted way. And that's what I think differentiates
And that's
this
why
evil ideology of radical Islam versus Judaism and Christianity and a majority of Muslims who actually believe in peace is like, we value life more than death. We're willing to give you back 2,000, 3,000 Palestinian prisoners who are terrorists to get one Israeli life back. That's how much we value life, is we're willing to give up all of that to just get one of our brothers back.
think about it. We could have bombed Gaza when they took all the hostages. We could have bombed Gaza, flattened it out.
Yeah.
We didn't. We sent in troops for one reason only. Give us just our hostages back. We didn't say die. We said just give us our hostages and we'll leave Gaza. They didn't want to. We've lost, I think, 5 times the amount of people with soldiers than we had over there just sitting as hostages. We had, I think, 253 hostages in total. We've lost over 1,000 good men to go get that 253. Because as Israelis and as Jews, no man is left behind. It's always been like this, and it's always going to be like that.
I think this is a really valuable perspective to have that not enough people talk about. Okay, so on October 7th, right, Hamas comes in, they viciously murder 1,200 people, they kidnap a couple hundred more.
Yeah, 253.
Right? So Israel's population is actually less than 10 million. Okay? So I want people to think about this on the spectrum of this happening in America, where the population is 335 million. Proportionally, those 1,200 deaths would be equivalent to over 40,000 people. So you can imagine, okay, a crazy terrorist organization from Mexico crossing the border, going to University of Texas, where they have approximately 40,000 undergraduate students, and slaughtering them all, and then taking a couple thousand more. How do you think the USA would respond to that? Would we just be like, oh, wow, this is horrible. We need to be really friendly and keep in mind people's feelings and emotions as we respond? No, they would annihilate. Bro, they would have no mercy. They would, unfortunately, kill a lot of civilians in that process. And then you look at how Israel actually responded. You don't have to agree with everything, right? People want to call it a genocide, bro. There's 2 million people, 2 million in Gaza, right? You look at the buildings. Gaza got flattened. Over 80% of the buildings completely destroyed. Right?
There was a reason for that.
But why is it only that 2 to 3% of the population in Gaza, according to Hamas, Gaza Health Ministry, got killed? Half of which are terrorists, by the way.
Yes.
And again, I
More than
recognize
half.
any loss of an innocent life is devastating. Okay? I want to preface it by saying that. But what do you expect Israel to do? Like, how do you expect Israel to respond to that?
I've actually said that before, what you just mentioned, that if Mexico, the cartels would have came in, let's say through Tijuana, I'm from California, you're as well.
Yeah, across that San Diego border.
They crossed the San Diego border, and I would have done in UCSB, was it UCSB, I think? Yeah, University of San
Santa
Diego.
Barbara? San Diego,
No,
UCSD?
UCSD.
Yeah.
If they would have done that at UCSD, we would have absolutely got rid of Mexico. Because, white people are crazy. Americans are crazy. We have the most blood on our hands. And I don't think anybody would be allowed to speak Spanish anymore in the world. Spanish wouldn't be a language. That's how bad it would have been. And if anybody would have wanted to just say something, fuck around and find out.
Facts.
And we know that's exactly what would have happened.
It's crazy.
But when you're looking at Gaza, people are like, why did they flatten out all the buildings? Well, because under these buildings, there's tunnels and there's bombs. That's why we did that. They're using human shields. They're sending kids that are 4 or 5 years old with a backpack to blow up soldiers. You see it even in the movie American Sniper. How the child is running to the soldiers, American soldiers, and they have to kill him.
Yeah.
You have to kill an innocent child that was brainwashed. And this is going to sound very bad. I've never said this before. If you knew that Hitler would have done the Holocaust, would you have killed him as a baby to make sure that the Holocaust doesn't happen and 6 million Jews don't die and 19 million Russians don't die? Would you have done that?
I think so.
I would. I would. Unfortunately, in Gaza today, you have a ton of children that are being brainwashed to kill us because the Hamas organization were children that were brainwashed to kill us. And they came and killed us. If they had an atomic bomb, they would have got rid of Israel. They would get rid of America. They would get rid of all of us. And it's sad to say, but if you could see into the future, because history repeats itself, that's why we learn history, so we don't repeat itself. We don't repeat history again. That's why we learn it in school. But history, unfortunately, repeats itself. And if you calculate every 80, 90 years as Jews, we're being slaughtered. So if we have an organization, even if it's 2 million people, that are constantly being brainwashed on getting rid of the Jews, do we stop it here or not? So we had to do what we did. Go in there, take out all the Hamas troops, whoever we could find, bring back our hostages. But you think they're not training right now to kill us again?
Of course.
Of course.
Because that's the thing.
That's their life motive.
At the end of the day, it's an ideology, right? And it's an ideology that values death more than life. You know, they're teaching kids in Gaza and other parts, whether it's Lebanon, Iran, they're teaching kids, again, that the greatest thing you can grow up to do is kill a Jew. And it's interesting to see on the other side of the spectrum, in places like Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, UAE, these other Muslim countries have taken the opposite approach. They're like, you know what? How can we actually work with the Jews? How can we actually, instead of focusing on energy and destruction and death, how can we channel that energy towards building, towards creating, towards family, towards business?
How they're thriving.
And now those countries are absolutely thriving. So it's just a mindset, coming back to hero versus victim. If the Jewish people complain or they're weak, they're called victims. Like if we're like, oh, look at what's happening to us, you're a victim. If the Jewish people are strong, they're called the oppressors, right? It's like, you know what we got to do? Being weak's not an option. So we need to not only be strong, we need to be unapologetically strong, regardless of what the people on the outside are going to say, because they're always going to talk shit. They're always going to hate. Anti-Semitism isn't going anywhere. That's why I'm emphasizing pro-Semitism. What's pro-Semitism, bro? It's rapping tefillin every day. It's saying the Modeh Ani. It's taking care of your body. It's building a family. It's being the best version of yourself every single day and not giving your energy to fighting anti-Semitism. Because then you're on defense. We have to be on offense. We have to be creators. We have to continue evolving and growing every single day. The haters are going to continue hating. And guess what? It's actually going to be more and more as we create more success, more abundance, more families. They're going to hate even harder. And we're going to just continue to create even more. And that's what makes the Jewish people so unique and the nation of Israel so unique, is the resilience, the courage, the strength, the commitment to greatness. That's what it is. And you're a perfect embodiment of it, bro. I'm very grateful for you.
You know, I'll tell you, you're so right about this. And I'll tell you something that maybe will be able to hit the people at home better. It's something that you should listen as well. Okay? Today, if you walked into an auditorium that is full of Jews, 5,000 Jews, and you're a Muslim terrorist, and you came in and you said, listen, guys, I'm going to kill each and every one of you unless you become a Muslim right now. And you pray 5 times a day. Everybody would just say, kill me. Kill me. I'm not going to pray 5 times a day and I'm not going to become a Muslim. And then you bring a priest up and you go, okay, guys, we don't pray 5 times a day. We only pray twice a day. Become a Christian or we kill you. No, thank you. We'd rather die. Then the Buddhist comes and says, all right, guys, we don't even have to pray. Just pretend you're praying. But be a Buddhist or you're going to die. It's okay, we'll die. Jews will always die as Jews. But unfortunately, they're not willing to live as Jews. They're not willing to keep Shabbat. They're not willing to put on tefillin in the morning. Be only with the Jewish woman or with the Jewish men. Do the little things, the tradition. We're all willing to die as Jews, but not live as Jews. And that's the sad part of today. That's the sad part. And that is why I became stronger than ever before into Judaism, into being a proud Israeli Jew and an American Jew. And I tell all of the young Jews, hate can never come from above. It will only come from the bottom. I don't look at a homeless guy and think I hate this guy. Right? But people that are under you could hate you. And you have to be a strong Jew and connect as much as you can to Hashem and do the deeds that Hashem wants you to do, and your life will be perfect. You'll realize we don't need the watch, you don't need the house, you don't need the cars, you don't need anything.
Yeah.
That's the beauty about Judaism.
That was well said, bro. And I'm excited to continue co-creating and building with you. I know we are a little over time now. Yes. And there's definitely got to be a part 2. This shit was so fire. I just appreciate like someone who matches my energy and who forces me to like elevate. And I feel like that in your presence, I feel like inspired to be a better version of myself. And I think it's so important, especially as men, that we surround ourselves with those types of people that are going to call us out on our bullshit, that are going to inspire us and push us to be the best version of ourselves. And that's what we need as men.
We're going to be lifelong friends. I feel that.
Facts.
I feel that.
Especially with you now in Miami, our kids, like, we're going to have some crazy.
We're both getting married this year.
Bezrat Hashem.
We're both getting married this year, guys.
Wow.
We have to. Find our wives, get married. That's it. No dating women for no reason. Find a wife. You want children? Great. You want to be a good wife? Great. Not want to get married, but want to actually be a wife? Great. Let's move forward.
Let's go.
You got a sister? King Azoulay, come here.
All right, y'all. Make sure to follow Ben Azoulay, King Azoulay. Everything is in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Hit subscribe. Share this episode with a friend. Let us know what hit you the hardest. Tag us on Instagram stories, because we just do this shit to hopefully touch at least one person's life. I think we definitely did that today, man. I appreciate you. And I can't wait for round 2.
Thank you again.